Morning. So if you're bored, watch this video. It's been raining and raining and raining, and today is a little bit foggy and misty, and we're going to rain again. So I'm up at the farm property. Not a whole lot going on today because of all this rain, but we got new roofing, new siding. We got a new fence, a new garden fence that I'm going to show you. That's the main purpose of this video. I figured I'd show you the new garden that we're putting up here, 7,000 square feet. So hold on. Hey guys, let me put my emergency brake on here. And just a quick note, the house project is coming along really well. The only problem is all this rain, you can see the blue tarp there, has sort of hindered. We've got about 3/4 of a metal roof on. We've got probably about 60% or 70% of the siding done, all the windows. So I'll run you down there and show you that. A couple of you guys wanted to see that update. Yesterday, Ryan and I came out here, for any of you deer hunters that care. we had a deer stand up in that upper field, and I sat in it one morning, and what ended up happening was there's kind of a swirling wind up there, and I actually had deer come out this way, which surprised me, and they kind of got busted. So we moved that stand. We came over here, and we tried to put 12-foot legs on this, and let me tell you what, because of the way that these metal brackets are angled, there was no way. We had the winch hooked up to this thing, and it's not built all that well. So anyways, we cut those down to 48-inch legs. So now we've got a stand here that completely overlooks all this upper field area, because I've seen probably 2,000 deer this hunting season, and we're really not harvesting any deer. We're up here just managing them. There's one buck that I will take, and he's really wide. He's really wide. I'll show you. And I see in this picture I'm going to show you, he's actually got muddy feet. So I know that he came through this area, and I saw his hoof marks, whatever you want to call it, and up there in the field. They were just massive. So anyways, I'm going to run up there real quick. I got to change video camera cards, and then I'll show you this new garden, and then I'll take you down to the house. So while I'm up here, just a side note, these are the main fields that we actually plant and irrigate. And then I got looking up here, and there's a road 150 yards, 200 yards on the other side of those trees. But I have all this area up here. It's really cool, kind of mixed cedar and spruce and pine little forest up here. And then I also have the property that runs back in there. So I'm thinking to myself, I talked to David, and I think what I'm going to have him do is just take this open area. We might take that one tree down or just limit up and turn this whole area up here into a cornfield. I don't really like cornfields, but I can plant spaced out rows of corn with clover in between. I think that'd be I don't want to waste this property down here on cornfields. So we moved one of the feeders up here. Trying to get that guy to come in here. I have tons of deer coming in here, and I put up another camera, so let me just change this out and I'll take you back down there. Okay, so I'm down here near the smaller garden, just so you can get some point of reference. Here's the barn. The house is about 150 yards down that way. And you got the pond. And then we've got 22 acres behind the pond that we also owned. And this land all over here is ours too. And then when you come up here, this whole area up here is all ours. And there's a driveway, 1,000-foot gravel driveway over there. And then we put in this 1,000-foot gravel driveway. I forgot to mention that up in that corn area up there, the wife had a good idea. We were talking about it. We're going to start planting Christmas trees. We're going to plant like 5 Christmas trees every year back on the line back there. And then our family can come and cut down their own Christmas tree. We thought that'd be a cool little tradition to start. Anyways, so you can see this orange stake here. That orange stake runs over to there. We're going to put an 8-foot gate. It's going to run out back here. It's going to run all along the back side here, over to that orange post. Then it's going to come in here, 8-foot gate, and it's going to run all the way in here. I'm going to do a fence that's very similar to what we have back there, which is a 4-foot wood with wire, but the posts, instead of being 4 feet, are going to be 6 feet tall. And then I'm going to string a visual white rope or wire across the top of that 6 feet. The deer here in this area typically will not jump a 6-foot fence. They won't do it. They'll jump a 4, and out in like areas like the Midwest and stuff, I mean, you see deer standing there and jump like a 6-foot fence, no problem. But around here, they won't do it. It's too easy for them to just walk around this, and there's not a lot of deer back over there. It's too easy for them to walk around this and just access this whole area over here. So they can get to all this food over here, and there's no reason for them to come in here. Here, we're gonna put our kind of our precious food. What do I mean by that? Tomatoes, carrots, beans, peas, lettuces, whatever, and we'll have wire all the way down to the ground, and then we'll pin that wire. We may eventually too, I'm not a real big chicken raiser, but we may put a little chicken coop in here and just let the chickens just sort of free range inside here. I'll probably have to kill some raccoons though, because we got a crap load of raccoons around here. Let me show you this, what we've done. Now this is the winterizing process of this field. This is the most amazing winterization and change. This was just nasty raw dirt, okay? And we came in here and we have planted clover. We've got a little bit of winter peas. We've got brassica. We've got ryegrass. And I want you to look at the biodiversity here in the middle of December. Look at this. So there's brassica. That's actually turnip, probably a purple top turnip. You can see the clover in here. And you can see, I mean, some of this ryegrass is probably almost 12 inches tall now in here. So people are going to ask, I had a couple people ask, and let me pause and explain real quick. They're going to say, well, what are you going to do? We're just going to cut this down. We're going to leave it alone. We're going to cut it, and we're just going to basically no-till plant. I want you to do something, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're going to leave all that growing in your garden? Yes, we're going to leave all this cover crop growing, because roots in the ground is the key to building a good soil. We don't want to till it. We don't want to come in here and till all this. We may till a little bit just to put in some dirt booster and some supplements, and then plant just in certain rows. I'm going to link to a page, and on that page, and I've said this before, I'm going to embed a video from Gabe. And that video, if you watch it, it'll change your life if you're a gardener. If you have anything to do with soils, if you have anything to do with gardening, watch that video and it'll change your life. Gabe, for 30 years, has been going around the country and the world talking about no-till farming and how to improve soil. And listen to the statistics of what he did to his farm about water infiltration rates, organic matter, all that stuff. It'll change your life, trust me. So in the description below, I'll link to a page and you can see this. But this is what we're doing now to all these fields. We had trees and we had 2 to 3 foot clumping fescue. So we had to do a till in here to clear this out. But now, no more tilling. We may just come in here and just cut this down and then just plant right in here and allow the roots in the ground to stay. So I'm really, really happy with the biodiversity and the amount of winter growth we've got in here. It's just phenomenal. I've got a living soil here in the middle of winter. Rain, 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 go away, rain. Oh, Lord. So on these fields, we will not be using any fertilizer on these fields. We will be using almost no synthetic products. The only thing we'll be putting in here is we will probably put in dirt booster on the plant rows, and that's it. And that's all we've done for years now. That's our pump house. house, and this is the fence that was installed, what was it, about 2 weeks ago? This is the fence that was installed. This is what we're doing also in the back. So we're doing wood and wire, but the fence posts we're going to use are going to be up 6 feet, and then we'll string a visual wire across it. So the house is looking good. All new windows, all new trim around the windows. See those glass doors over there? Those new glass doors are new. That replaced that single old-fashioned style door. Smooth siding has been put up, and then cedar shake up at the top there in that peak, and we'll do the other peak as well too. Now, for those of you that don't follow our channel or are new watching, this is a mix of fescue and winter annual ryegrass. And why does it look so good? Even though they're starting to trample it over here, why does it look so good? Again, we wanted roots in the ground, but we're putting down PGF Complete, and I actually threw down some green shocker on it. It's an actively growing soil, but we have had so much rain. I swear we've had 5 inches. We've had at least 5 inches over the past 10 days. And when I show you this pond here in a minute, I'll walk down there and I'll show you the pond. The pond is completely filled up, and it's actually started to drain out the back, and we haven't had it drain out the back in 4 months. So this was the original building here that we decided to save, completely gut and save. This is the new addition. This is the sunroom. Let me walk around the front and show you the sunroom. So my vision was to flip the house around and have this be the front facing the lake. And so now, that's your sunroom. And there'll be a wood-burning stove in here, TV, and you'll be able to sit here and overlook this pond. So this is the new sunroom. And then that'll be your view. I mean, it only makes sense to flip the house around. There's going to be a craftsman style porch here with large stairs, so this will be your entryway. That garage has now been turned into a master bedroom. Gosh, what a bunch of rain. But these are all new windows. Everything here, all the windows are new, but this right here sort of changed the look. This had a single door here with a bunch of scrolly work around it, and we took all that off and just put clean craftsman style in here. Laundry room, kitchen all in here. This will be the living room. We're redoing all these stairs, fireplace, small little half bath hidden over here, and then there's your sunroom over there. So you can enter the house over here, come in this way into the living room, or you can enter there and go into the kitchen over there. Let's see, everything's been stripped, redone. Insulation. All right, so this is the master bedroom that was the garage. All new subflooring, it's all been raised up, insulation is in. This will be a small closet over here. This will be a pocket door. They've actually got the pocket door hanger installed. You'll walk in here to your master bath, and you have a double vanity over here, stand up, no step shower over here, all custom tile. Here's your poo room, and then the master closet. And then nice big window that looks out on the lake. So here's a very wet, soggy ground pond. If you didn't see the video, we put a video. We had probably close to 100 trees taken off that pond berm. I mean big trees. What a project that was. And then we seeded it again with some clover and some winter rye, and that's all coming in. And I have a fish feeder over there. Eventually we're going to redo this dock. We're going to make it sort of wider and bigger out here. It'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool to have a little place out there. You know, we could have a little small picnic table, take the grandkids out there and let them fish, you know, with bobbers and sit there and have lunch. It'd be kind of cool. But man, jeez, this is just a nasty mess. I was watching on one of my security cameras, I was watching the guy trying to drag that 30-yard dumpster through this mud, and I was like, dude, he is just gonna fluck that up. Especially on the backside, I guess, because the backside gets that afternoon sun, but this backside really has a lot of growth on it. But again, this is winter rye, clover, and we've done 3 seedings out here. And that last seeding is only about 1/4 of an inch tall. So we've even got more coming up here. So we've shut off the fountain for the wintertime. We have a fountain that we put in here, but I keep in my aerator running. You want to, so you don't run the risk of a turnover. Even this isn't a really deep lake, we still want to run the aerators, and we run them 24/7. I have a little fish feeder here. I did put in a little bit of pond dye and some algicide. The water is a little bit murky, not much. That is Purina fish chow. And then usually in about anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes, they'll start popping on this stuff. Even though the water temperature is pretty low, they'll actually come in here and start eating that. Nice green haze all the way down. Now, when we first bought this property, there was an old 6-inch galvanized drain tube. That drain tube went down like 18 feet and under the berm and out the back. Well, guess what? Oh, I'll show you fish popping while I talk. What ended up happening is that tube rusted out and failed, and it was like a fire hydrant shooting out the back here. And this whole pond, the water went out like 20 yards past the end of that dock. It was crazy. So that failed and was shooting out the back like a fire hydrant, and this whole thing drained out probably more than half, or about halfway. Thankfully, there was enough deep spots for the fish, but we then had to come in and we had to dig out this entire berm down to 18 feet, and we put in a 14-inch plastic berm drain tube. Now that will take just about any kind. Yes, there is a safety drain area over there, but I can't ever see the water exceeding a 14-inch tube that now runs all the way across here, all the way down here, 35 feet out to the other side. And it has not, when we bought this property, that thing was draining 24/7, never stops, because it's spring fed. Well, it stopped during our drought and it didn't rain. And yesterday, Ryan and I came out here and look what we saw. We have water coming out. We finally have water coming out there. Isn't that great? Okay, so now I'm going to show you something really cool. So there's my pond berm right there. There's the tube that's draining in here, and you can see the geological structure on here is very interesting, because you can tell that there used to be a creek, even a small little waterway that ran through here at certain times of the year. And I want you to look at these boulders. Aren't those things just amazing? These things are the size of a small pickup truck. They're just insane. So there's a drain tube, comes in here, and then look at all these boulders. Isn't that crazy? And these boulders run all the way down. So here's an interesting story. About 2 miles away from here, back in the early 1800s, they opened up a Native American trading post. So the Cherokee tribe actually was down here pretty heavy, and the settlers came in here and they regulated we'll call it the Indian trade back then. And so there definitely was Cherokee, and there was 1 or 2 other tribes that were back in here. And one thing that I wanted to do was possibly come in here and to get the Good Witch and one of my buddies to come in here. And we're going to sort of clean this out and sort of do some prospecting up in this creek and see if we can find any relics or anything, because more than likely we might find some pottery shards or something, but who knows. But you can't come down here when it's warm. It's just way too snaky. Way too snaky. But I would have to say But this is probably one of my favorite views right here. So there's the house down there. There's the pond berm. Isn't that cool? So we're probably, I don't know what, 6 weeks away from that. We're starting to really turn up the heat on this project now. Almost all of the construction, base construction, is done. A little bit of siding, a little bit of roofing, and then we turn on the interior finish subs. So roof, flooring, tile work, all the interior stuff. I'm guessing about 6 weeks. Hit subscribe because I'll walk you through the finished project. Fish are out here still eating, and they're fun. And hope you enjoyed it. Dot.